Welcome to the biggest detour in the universe. Every detour in the universe, from demon slaying to Pokemon playing. I am your host, Riely. With me is Alex.
Hello.
And that's it. There's no audio engineer. How you doing, Alex?
I'm good. I'm just gonna eat throughout this podcast, so
God fucking damn it.
it's either I play Pokemon Unite or I eat. You have to choose the lesser of two evils, all right?
Why does there have to be any evils involved in the process
Because
of
I'm
making this
hungry.
podcast?
I'm hungry. So you
God
gotta
damn
pick
it.
one or the other. I'm hungry.
All right, put your food away and play Pokemon Unite.
No, I'm gonna eat. Fine.
Okay. How you doing, Kolochu?
Good.
How's your week been?
It's been aight.
You do anything fun?
Not really. No.
Unfortunate.
I'm back to uploading videos because I skipped last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Accidentally.
I saw that you uploaded Breaking Bad Morality, a video that we recorded like a month ago.
We didn't record that. We didn't record that a month ago.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago or whatever. The
I
point
will
is,
get the timestamp
you
right
definitely missed
fucking
an
now.
upload. Then you had that video in your arsenal. Up your arsenal.
How long? How long did you think it was?
It was probably like 2 weeks ago.
It was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 3. It's all right.
Cool.
I'm on a backlog though, by the way, so I might call
Yeah,
on you
no,
next
we
week.
were literally supposed to record this week, and then we never did.
Yeah, very busy girl. Very busy girl.
Very busy girl, this Alex. She's always running around and shit. I don't know what's up with her.
I don't want to be in my own house anymore.
Oh no! Oh
So
no!
that's a later conversation.
Oh no!
If you want to know now, I can DM you. I don't want to talk about it right now.
I have a feeling, but I wonder if I'm correct. So please DM me so I can confirm my preconceived biases. How was your week, Riely? Well, I'm glad you asked, Alex.
Oh, I was typing real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I DM'd you. I DM'd you the reasoning behind that.
Let's see if I was right. Nobody's ever gonna know what this reason is, but they will know whether I read Kolochu like a book or not. Yep, I did. Ba-da-ba-da.
But
Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da. Okay.
hey Riely, how was your week?
That's pretty good.
Thanks, Peanut Gallery.
Thanks, Peanut Gallery. When I say it was really good, that was probably actually a lie. But we keep living, we keep learning.
Oh, so
we
you
keep
do lie to me.
prospering.
So you do lie to me.
I've never told the truth once.
You just lied to me.
I've never told the truth.
You hypocrite.
Except for that one time when I said that I did my homework. That was true.
Hippocrates.
Hippocrates.
Yeah, because you're a hypocrite. Because you just lied. Liar.
I know. I know. I'm such a fucking little liar.
Okay.
I'm such a little.
So I actually do have something to talk about, but are you done or?
Yeah, I don't think anything particularly interesting happened. So go ahead.
So if someone comes up to you on the street, you don't know this person. You've never seen this person. You do not know them. Okay.
Okay.
What are you going to be more mad about? If they come up to you and go, "Fuck you," or if they come up to you and go, "Why are you such a fucking loser?" Which one's gonna hurt more?
Probably. Why are you such a fucking loser?
Even if they didn't even say fucking, what if they came up to you and they're like, "You're such a loser," and walks away instead of coming up to you and saying "fuck you" and walking away? The loser's gonna hurt, right?
Yeah, loser's gonna hurt. I don't know. That seems kind of rude to do to somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I've been trying to prove this. Not by doing it. Not by doing it. Not by doing it.
Alex has been terrorizing the locals in order to conduct an experiment.
It's a social experiment for science.
So true.
But so when you're a kid, loser hits really, really hard, and then at some point, someone calls you a loser, and it loses all its meaning, right?
Yes.
I feel like once you hit your 20s, loser comes right back to where it was in grade school and makes you feel like an absolute piece of shit. When some random person, or even someone close to you, says you're a fucking loser, it stings.
Yeah.
for legitimately no reason. It's such a menial insult, but it holds such
You're a
heavy weight.
loser! Loser! Haha! Hey! You're a fucking loser! Look at this loser over here! Hey, look over here! I'm walking here! Check him out! It's a loser! Okay.
Are you done?
Yes.
But no, I wanted to get that out because like I call people losers all the time. And they're like, "Wow, that actually hurt. Why did that hurt?" I'm like, "Because loser is such a mean insult. I'm not
Start calling
only
people
insulting
fools.
you as a person, I'm insulting your personality and the things you like as well. I'm
Start.
insulting every fiber of your being with the word loser."
So true. Just start calling people fools.
I want to meet the dude who I want to meet the Tom who had an entire brand of foolery named after him.
That must have been a real fun Tom, I think. The
Dude, I want
Tom
to meet the
Tom
Tom
of the
that had an
foolery
entire
family.
I want to
An
meet him. I want to know what he did to get an entire word named
entire
after him.
brand of foolery named after
Exactly.
him.
What did Tom do? I have no idea. I want to know him. Do you know how much crazy shit you could get in with that Tom?
Yeah, you could probably get into a lot of foolery with that Tom.
It would be his foolery though. That's the thing. It would be Tom's foolery.
So
But we're
true. It would
starting off.
belong to
We're using
him.
too. We gotta roll back. We're using too much content.
All right,
We're
yeah, yeah,
using
yeah.
too much of our brains. We gotta dumb it down.
Yeah, our brains are fucking expanding live on air. So do you want to move on to the Detour Ahead Media Club then?
Media review,
New segment on the Detour Ahead podcast.
possibly new review. We'll see how this goes.
Uh, s-
Possibly new segment. We'll see how it goes. I should
Possibly
say
new review.
it is. It is a new review. It's not possibly,
All
unless
right,
we both
folks.
lied about not witnessing the other's content.
I told the truth. I was like no cap. Like all bits aside, I did watch it. Um,
Okay,
so
so let's recap from last week. What were the stipulations? What were the rules?
okay, so last week, I submitted that we do the Detour Ahead Media Club, where me and Alex each picked a thing for the other to watch. And in this first of maybe many, depending on Alex how Alex feels about the segment after, I guess. Um, Segments here is Alex tasked me with watching 4 episodes of the anime Demon Slayer, whereas I tasked Alex to listen to the first 2 episodes of famous comedy podcast, The Biggest Problem in the Universe.
Okay, okay. Just in case we have some new listeners out there, I just wanted to recap.
There you go. Now
If
everybody
you guys are new
knows.
listeners, go back and listen to our other episodes. We're really funny. If you are new listeners, welcome. Welcome to Detour Ahead.
Welcome to Detour Ahead. Check it out. How you doing? Also,
Anyway,
I'm sorry for this episode probably being thunderstorm ASMR,
I haven't heard any
but
thunder yet, so we should be
we'll see what
fine.
happens.
We'll be fine. Anyway, movie review book
Okay.
club theater.
Okay. So I go into my thoughts on Demon Slayer. I am 4 episodes in, as was decreed to me.
Okay.
Um,
I have one question.
sure.
Actually, you know what? I will ask after you're done. I will ask after. I will reserve all thoughts and comments and questions until you are done reviewing your yours.
Okay. So we follow the story of Tanjiro, which I was not prepared for episode 1 to throw me the slaughtering of his family. I was not prepared for such a reality. I had never heard of that this is what this show was. But yeah, so the main character's entire family is slaughtered by demons, except for his little sister who was turned into a demon. But he takes care of her because she's not gonna eat people, I guess, because she's like cool still. Still unclear on how that works. I'm sure we'll get deeper into it as we go along. But It's been an interesting story so far. Watching our good buddy Tanjiro,
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro. Tanjiro.
I'm thinking of Segata Sanchiro from the Sega Saturn commercials. That's a different person. So Tanjiro, learning how to use his sword water attacks to fight demons. Getting taught by the old man whose name I will never remember because it's like 13 syllables.
It's been so long since it's been almost a year since I've seen what you saw, so.
Yeah, he learned from his sensei. He's killing demons. It's been a real interesting ride so far. I wouldn't say it's quite gripped me. Like if I didn't have any obligation to continue to watch this, I probably wouldn't. But maybe Alex can goad me into a part 2 and see if the next 4 episodes grip me. I almost said grift me. I don't think that's what it's trying to do. Uh, But it's been pretty interesting so far. The animation has been shockingly fluid. I'm impressed visually by the show a lot. I guess the character of Tanjiro and the world that he lives in is yet to interest me enough to be sucked in. But that might change with time. I don't know if 4 episodes is enough to get a full
4
grasp.
episodes is enough for you to get like a general like idea of what the anime is about, and whether or not you're probably going to continue. It gets better.
Yeah, like I'm definitely middling right now. I don't have any negative thoughts.
You don't hate it. You don't
But
hate it.
yeah, I like it. I just don't like love it.
That's fair. So, after episode 4, did you have any desire to continue past?
I mean,
Or
kind
once 4
of
ended,
like
you were
some
just
sort
like,
of.
well, I did my job, I'm done.
I mean, I didn't have any active desire to continue watching at that moment. But it definitely was not something that I was going to put down forever. Like even if I didn't have any further obligation to check it out, I might check out a few more episodes just because I am somewhat interested and somewhat engaged in the story it's telling. It would just need to ramp up to some degree if it wanted to pull me in for the long haul.
Okay. That's understandable. That it seems like you and I had very different experiences with what we were supposed to do.
Uh-oh.
I listened to what I was supposed to. So
Okay.
I was tasked with listening to the first 2 episodes of Biggest Problem in the Universe.
And what are the thoughts? How you feeling?
I have some thoughts.
Uh-oh. You like it?
I'm on episode 7.
Let's go! Fuck yes!
I have thoughts. I did this at work and I just let it ride. All right.
Yes. Okay. Tell
My
me your thoughts on biggest problem of the universe.
my problem is that in my brain, these two,
Maddox.
Maddox and Dick Masterson, in my brain, in my ears, have very similar voices to the point where I can't distinguish who exactly is who. You can, like, right at the start, they introduce themselves, and then, like, halfway through, my brain completely goes to mush. I realize it's a conversation between 2 people. I can distinguish that. It doesn't sound to me like it's one person. Like, I can tell there's 2 people. It's really hard for me to figure out, to keep up with who is who. I mean, I'm getting better at it. It's a little easier. I'm learning like personalities and like how people how they're talking and stuff like that. It's
Can you
very
tell who Sean
analytical.
is though?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, the audio engineer, I can 100% tell who Sean is.
I love Sean. Sean is so great. How'd
But
you feel about Sean? What are your feelings on Sean, the audio engineer?
Sean's okay. I don't really have much feelings on Sean. Sean chimes in a little bit here and there. So
Sean becomes more heavily involved later, but in the first 7 episodes, he's definitely he's a less pronounced presence, but he's still. Whenever Sean gets on the mic,
I'm on episode 7. I did
okay,
6 episodes.
6 episodes in. Okay, gotcha.
I did 4 episodes past what I was told to do. Just because when I do something like this, I want a full understanding of who these 2 are, what the premise of the show is, and I want enough information to be able to form a full opinion. Six hours worth of content is enough for me to be able to continue, or not continue,
Okay.
but like form a legitimate opinion.
Now I'm scared again because you said you listened to 6, and that made me be like, okay, she definitely likes it then. But now you're like, I did it for research purposes, so I don't know. So give me the
I
prognosis.
continued because I found it enjoyable.
Okay. Okay.
I was also stuck at work delivering, so I had nothing better to do.
Fair.
If I worked any other job, I think I would have stopped after 2, but because I deliver and I'm running around all day, I just pop my headphones in and just let it ride. Um, the premise of the show is very, very simple. It's relatively easy to keep up on. There's some things where I'm like, it's not really that big of a thing. I do find it educational a little bit, which kind of piques my interest because they talk smart, but they're also kind of stupid,
Yeah,
which
that's
appeals
kind
to
of
me.
the appeal
It
behind
feels
it.
like
Yeah.
more structured, distractible to me. And
Is every
for like
podcast to you
audio
just like
platform,
it's like distractible but different?
for an audio platform, it is very, very appealing to me. It's very easy to listen to. I get to hear two people just argue about shit all day, and it's nice. However,
Okay.
besides the fact that it's hard to keep up with who is who, like I said, I know there's two people. I know they're having a conversation. I get that. It's really hard for me to distinguish the voices and put names to voices. It's really hard for me sometimes.
Maddox is the one that sounds like this, and then to find out what Dick sounds like, you have to watch a clip from the 1980s Ninja Turtles and listen to Raphael talk. That's
See,
what Dick
that
sounds
didn't
like.
help. That didn't help. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. I really did. Which is, if I didn't enjoy it and I hated every fucking minute of it, I would have stopped after 2 episodes. But I let it go. I let it ride. My only thing. Now, I am by far not like liberal, like at all.
Uh-oh.
Clarify.
Uh-oh.
I want to clarify that I am not blue. I'm not far left at all. I lean right.
Is there a big Republican problem, an early biggest problem? I forgot. I'm
It's
like,
not a Republican problem. It's
okay.
more a liberal problem, but I want to clarify I lean more Republican.
Okay. Okay. Wait, you lean more Republican?
Yes.
Okay,
We're not
sure.
going to get into that because my political views are my own and
That's
don't need
fair.
to be
Hey,
out to the public. I
that's
am
fair.
mid. I am middle.
Dirty
But
centrist.
I am middle between the two. However, I tend to lean more red, more
Okay.
right. Um. Anyway, so to clarify that, this is not me being a hardcore liberal or anything like that. I know my views, everything like that. It's a lot of misogyny. There, like, it's just like in your mind, think of the just the right amount of misogyny, and then just push it just over the edge a little bit, and it's like it doesn't
No,
make me
no, I think it's
uncomfortable.
the right amount of misogyny. I think it's pretty good.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much because every other conversation they have, regardless of the topic at hand, eventually it just goes straight into the rabbit hole of, so I was banging this broad the other day, and I'm just like, what does this have to do with what does this have to do with crying? What does this have to do with men's soccer? What does this have to do with anything? And it literally just goes all back to sex, whether it's hooking up, Tinder, just women in general. That's like a big problem for me.
That's
And
kind of
it's
Dick
not like,
Masterson's MO.
yeah, I figured. It's just it's a lot of misogyny, a lot, but I also realize that's what happens when you put excuse me. That's what happens when you put two straight men in a room together and tell them to talk about whatever they want.
It just naturally devolves into misogyny.
It naturally devolves into misogyny. And I'm not saying that they hate women. I'm not. Because I'm sure they don't. I don't know. I don't know these people.
Uh,
Shut up. I am forming my opinion on a show that you love, alright? I'm trying to be nice.
I know, I know.
I gave it 6 episodes. 4 episodes past what you wanted. My biggest problem is the fact that every conversation devolves into hookups and sex. And to me, that's not really that appealing. So I kind of zone out, which is then where my brain completely forgets which voice is which. And then it just gets real confusing. It's entertaining though. I
Yeah, just
might listen to
look
more
forward
if I'm in the
for
mood. I might listen to more, but
look forward to future problems like Jennifer Lawrence's tits and Snapchat pictures of not tits.
but so it's not bad. I might continue, I might not. I'm it depends on if I'm in like a podcast mood or not. I'm not done with it.
Okay.
Um I don't
I
know. I like
definitely
the
like if
personalities. I really like the fact that now correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, the voices merge together at once I stop paying attention, or I
okay,
just let it
let's
become
see. Let's
background
see if
noise.
you're about to say something about Maddox and it's about Dick actually. Let's hear it.
Maddox is the one that has more knowledge in terms of like academic knowledge. Dick
It
is the
might
one
seem
who is
that
the
way.
dumber one, the more hot-headed one.
That is accurate. I wouldn't call based on future context, which I've told you about, but I don't know if you remember. Maddox is definitely the dumb one. But when it comes to like book smarts and like saying
Like
those on the podcast,
academics.
yeah, he definitely presents more academic, whereas Dick presents more like hot-headed and casual. Yes,
It's like
you are
street
correct.
smarts versus book smarts, basically. And like I actually really like the two different perspectives of it. I really like the academic side of things. I'm not a nerd, but like I do like hearing like this, and this relates to this, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really informative. I like that. And then Dick comes in and goes, well, see, this one broad was talking about this the other day, and I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, it's just it's a bit much. It's a bit much. If they could tone down the misogyny just a
Have I
little
created a
bit, I
Maddox
feel like it would be
fan?
better.
Have I created a Maddox fan Dick Masterson hater by accident? It's supposed to have the opposite effect.
I like the academic side of things. I like the informational side of it. It's just I
That's
don't know.
fair.
That's what appealed to me the most.
No,
That's
no, I
what like
get
really wrote me in was like just the book smarts of it all. And like
for
the
sure.
street smarts was very very good too. I don't have street smart. I have book smarts. So that's probably what appealed to me most. So
I see. Yeah, I get you for sure. So what were some of the problems that stick out in your head that you
dude,
enjoyed?
I don't fucking remember, bro.
Let me
Okay,
uh
so like marriage, the men's soccer team being terrible.
that's a good one.
um
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up too, see which problems these were. I wish there's a website where I could just see the description. Wait,
oh
why is
my
it
wait,
gone?
what?
There's no descriptions on these that say the problems anymore all of a sudden. The biggest problem in the universe. Nope, that's the new one. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay, figured it out. Here we go. Let me see.
Um
Fucking A.
look, I'm getting spoiled. That
Okay, I guess I just am not allowed to see what the problems were in those episodes. So I don't know why that is. Okay, here we go. I got it now. One of the problems I thought you might feel strongly against, which when you DM me and you're like, I have one problem with this podcast, I assumed it might be what you were talking about. Was Dick's guys asking other guys about their dogs problem.
I do remember that. Yeah, that's so let me pull out the male in me real quick. That no, that's definitely a really weird fucking thing.
Asking guys about their dogs? No,
Yes,
I want to know about the dog.
that's so weird. Don't fucking do that. It's no, unless the dog physically comes up to you. Unless the dog comes up to you, then you can ask questions. If you don't go up to them and ask questions, it's not a thing. You don't do that.
That's fair.
If
You've
the
heard the
dog, if you're passing the dog and the dog like actively pulls the owner towards you and you interact with the dog, that allows you to ask questions. You do not walk up to people with dogs and ask them questions. At least guy to guy, because there's no reason you need to know any of that information whatsoever.
That's fair. Oh, the expensive steak problem was from episode 4. You've heard that one. That's one of the classic biggest problem petty arguments that everybody remembers, is the expensive steak debate, where
The more you pay, look, the
Maddox
more
does
you
not
pay,
believe that paying for a steak more makes it better, whereas
it
uh,
doesn't. It's a lie. If
oh
I
my
put
fucking god.
It's
Continue.
literally all up to the restaurant. It's literally all up to the restaurant to determine how expensive their steaks are. If every restaurant could literally look at steak as a food and go $30 flat, regardless of where you go, $30 flat. Steakhouse, $30. Cheap diner in the middle of nowhere, $30, and it will all taste different.
Yeah, that's
The
fair.
price is an illusion. The more you pay does not determine the better quality of steak. It does not. You think it does, but you can have the best steak of your life at a $10 fucking restaurant. Or you could have the worst steak of your life at a $100 restaurant. It does not make any difference. Yes, statistically, you are going to have better steaks at better restaurants because they have better chefs. But if that better chef goes and charges $10 at a shitty fucking restaurant, it's gonna taste the same. The price does not determine quality. The chef determines quality.
Fair.
And if the really, really good chef wants to work at a really shitty fucking diner and make steak, it's gonna be cheap as shit, but it's gonna be the best fucking steak of your life.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
can keep hitting me with these, because I've had enough time to think about this shit. And, like, I've listened to two people argue about problems, and I've formed my own opinions on these.
On these problems. What about, how do you feel about the long emails problem? Were you on Dick's side or Maddox's side regarding
Neither, because that's a dated fucking question. I don't do email at all.
Yeah, any email is too long of an email.
Why the fuck are you emailing me in the first place?
Well, I have a job where email is integral, so I do deal with email. You are a delivery driver, so you don't have to send emails. Conspiracy dipshits. That one's pretty good. What are some of the other good problems from this list? Oh, families. That one is just really silly.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. You'd think
Maddox
I'd
is
get
just
it,
a weird dude. He doesn't like families. Oh, dogs, and his dog problem about how he hates dogs because a dog can't drive you to the hospital.
Yeah, but he also hates monkeys too.
He does hate monkeys. That's a famous one.
But anyway, I would probably continue to listen to this. It's the misogyny is not like overwhelming. It's just a bit much.
Yeah,
Do you
no,
know what it, like? Does that
trust
make
me,
sense? It's
it does
not
not.
overwhelming. It's not consistently like. They'll probably like probably misogyny like maybe
See, the
5
thing is,
times an hour, which is
the thing
not
is,
terrible, but it's just a bit much.
I don't think it gets worse. It certainly doesn't get better.
Yeah, I figured it's not going to get better. I did not continue listening, being like, maybe they're going to have a change of heart. Maybe they're going to be nice to women. No, it's a lot of misogyny. I think that's my biggest problem. And that's like the one thing that would probably keep me from listening. But at the same time, I did find it very, very entertaining. Like I said, the academic side that Maddox brings in is very, very interesting to me, which is probably what kept me going. Also, the fact that I don't actually know what any of the problems are going to be until they bring them up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, it's really interesting to have them be like, all right, my problem is monkeys. And I immediately form an opinion right off the bat and go, dude, monkeys are fucking cool. And then I form my opinion and then hear them too, and then pretty much side with who has the better argument. I'm just like, it's very, very fun. It's fun. It's a good podcast.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's also very interesting to me that you ended up preferring Maddox out of the two. At least it sounds like you do. That's an interesting take. I know some people, especially when the podcast first started, felt that way. There's just some unfortunate context behind Maddox now. I've definitely explained it to you. I don't know if you recall it.
No, but don't tell
Uh,
me. Don't tell me. Don't tell
should I
me.
not tell you?
No, because if I continue, then I'm gonna have a bias. I don't want a bias.
That's that's gonna hurt me inside, because if you do continue, I do want you to be able to continue without this knowledge, but at the same time, if you don't continue, I also do want to tell you this knowledge.
See, I might continue though. That's the thing. I might continue, and I don't want this bias to be
That's
hanging over
fair.
my head whenever I'm listening to this podcast. If I choose to continue, I probably will. Like 75% sure I will.
Okay. So I guess more on Alex's biggest problem in the universe adventures as they develop. I'll probably keep watching Demon Slayer too, especially if you're gonna keep listening to Biggest Problem. We'll have
Demon
a
Slayer gets really, really good. Demon Slayer
Biggest
gets
Problem
really,
gets really
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 good.
good.
Demon Slayer gets really, really good. I will continue to say this for the rest of my life. I was just like you. I watched the first couple episodes and was like, I don't know. The animation style is a little wonky for me. I'm not really super into anime.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So what was the what about Demon Slayer like made you not what about Demon Slayer made you not drop after the first episode? Because that's definitely a real possibility when doing these things. You could watch the first episode of anything that I tell you and immediately go, I absolutely fucking hate this. I am not continuing. I am done. What
Well, I
made
mean,
you
part of it.
want to watch? What made you want to watch the next 3 episodes?
I mean, part of it is probably the fact that I was obligated to by law. But also, it just like it wasn't a bad pilot by any means. Like it's not a pilot that's gonna make you like, I'm not watching this shit anymore. Like the animation was good, the drama and the intrigue was somewhat engaging. Like it was definitely enough to make me at least somewhat wonder what happens next and make it worth it to have to consume the next three by a bound of blood contract.
Okay. So you're gonna have if you do continue, you need to make it to episode 9.
Episode 9. Okay.
So 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 um set up the next fight.
Okay.
And then 9 is the next fight. And that's where like 9 will really determine whether or not you want to continue this anime.
Okay. That's interesting. I'll
Ah,
definitely
wait,
wait.
wait. 9 is a really good battle. And then
Listen, I'll keep watching it, okay? I'm gonna keep
you gotta
watching
keep
the
watching
show.
because I keep looking through this and it makes me wanna
I hope you listen to Biggest Problem too. I'm very excited for you to get to episode 21. Because that's when you will meet one Asterios Kokonos. Quite the character, that one.
episode 22 is when you meet Mitsuri, uh, pink and green hair girl.
I see.
Um, just continue. You have not met Zenitsu and Inosuke yet.
True.
You have not met Zenitsu and Inosuke yet. You need
And
to.
you haven't met Asterios or Weird Matthew McConaughey yet, and you need to.
I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow because I do work tomorrow. So,
That's fair. That's fair. What was I
um,
gonna say? Fuck.
but yeah, I don't hate it. I would probably listen to more. As you can tell, it did rope me in. I was interested because I'm 6 episodes in.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, I guess let's say if I agree to continue Biggest Problem in the Universe, you will continue Demon Slayer. Is that fair?
Yes, that is fair.
No set. Go as far as you want. Go as long or for however long you want, but like just watch it. Just give it a try because it roped me into it. So
Okay.
when it first came out, I bought when I went on vacation to the one con like a year ago with everybody. Do you remember that?
Uh, not in
The friend
particular.
vacation. The friend vacation.
Yeah, you told me about this.
I bought a car decal of Shinobu because it looked really cute and I didn't have anything else on my car. I had not seen a lick of Demon Slayer. I went home and I watched it, and I made it to about episode 20 and got bored as shit and dropped it.
You made it you were bored after 20 episodes? Oh god.
Yes. I pick it back up, and now this is one of my favorite anime of a lot, like a while. Like in a long time. I don't watch anime much. I need to. I'm probably gonna watch or at least give Spy X Family a try, which is really, really popular right now.
Yeah, I might also try that show. I've heard it's pretty good.
I've heard it's really cute. So I might give that a try. I'm working my way through a couple YouTube video series right now, but at some point it's gonna get boring. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, it'll be interesting on both sides. I'm excited for your reactions as Biggest Problem develops. It's a
I
long
did notice
legacy.
that I have 100 episodes to go.
Yes, there are 107 episodes of Biggest Problem. Although that's a little bit of a misnomer because the last 3 episodes are just best of compilations. There's 104 full episodes.
Okay. That's fair. That's fine. But like I said, my biggest problem is the misogyny. I can look past it. It's just a little bit annoying at times when it doesn't have anything to do with what they're talking about.
That will
But
continue to be a staple of Dick Masterson's career
I know.
going forward.
I know. I've listened to 6 hours worth of content to know that it's not going to change.
There is
But
there is a point where Biggest Problem ends and another show called The Dick Show begins. And that one even more so has an identity associated with misogyny a little bit.
what is the time frame? When did Biggest Problem start?
2014.
2014. Okay.
Yeah, it's an old ass podcast, and it ended in 2016. When well, I guess I won't go into detail. But it ended in 2016, and then Maddox and Dick both started their own podcast. Dick still runs to this day. Maddox has ended in I think 2019.
So, Biggest Problem in the Universe is not continuing at all under anybody, right?
It is. Dick Masterson is doing a new version with his friend Vito Gasualdi. They've been going since 2021. Maddox is not involved in any way due to things that I will not tell you until you've listened to Biggest Problem in the Universe.
Okay.
So yeah, if you need that problem content to inject into your veins once the original is over, you can associate yourself with Mr. Vito Gasualdi and get into the new era.
Okay, I see. I'm trying to find something. There's not going to be any of this on YouTube, is there?
The new Biggest Problem is on YouTube.
The old one.
The old one is not. No.
Damn.
I
See,
mean,
that's a problem, but
why
like
is that a problem?
because I'm trying to think maybe if I could watch something with both of them so I can put a face to their voice, it might help distinguish the two if I continue.
Yeah, I don't think there's a video version of any of their shows. You can definitely find a lot of video of them separately, but them together is not.
That's fine. I feel like eventually I'll get it,
Yeah,
but
you'll probably get it. It's like with any podcast, once you start, it's kind of hard to pick up the nuances of people's voices, and then eventually you start to figure out like who they are, and it becomes natural.
yeah.
That's kind of how it usually works. Like another show that I have an intense obsession with is the Procrastinators podcast. And when I first discovered them, I couldn't tell their voices apart for shit. But then over time, I got into the show, I learned who they were, and then now I could not confuse them if I tried because I'm so tuned into who they are. And the same went pretty much right away for Dick and Maddox. I don't know. People hear things in different ways and they perceive them in different ways. I personally feel like Maddox and Dick Masterson have very distinct voices. I don't think I ever confused the two because Maddox, he sounds all nasally and all like, yeah, hey Dick, my problem is, and Matt and Dick does not have that. But the more I thought about, you did say it, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, I guess if you don't pick up the nuances of the Maddox nasal, then I could
I
see where
do,
you could.
but Dick's voice sometimes gets a little nasally as well, which confuses the shit out of me. I can, like I said, I can tell them the two apart. It's really hard to figure out. Okay, is this person talking or is this person talking? And then someone else responds, and it's like I know there's a conversation going. It's just hard to distinguish whose voice is whose.
It's fair.
It's not that I can't really tell them apart. It's because there's not much there's not many names being thrown around because it's like this podcast. We don't say Alex and Riely a whole bunch, but our voices are different enough to where you can tell them apart. Their voices are too close together, at least to me, to where I can't tell whose is whose. But I do know that they're two separate people.
That's fair.
So I can follow along with the actual conversation. It's just I can't be like, okay, well this or that or whatever. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, now what do we do?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what my next show is going to be because I'm just running through YouTube videos at this point.
Your next show should be biggest problem in the universe.
That's a work show. That's why I ran through so many episodes already.
That's fair. That's fair.
When I reminded you to do Demon Slayer,
It was
that's when I
because you were listening to
started.
biggest problem. Yeah.
That's because I started Biggest Problem. Not because I finished my homework, but because I started mine and wanted to remind you to do yours.
And I'm glad you did because I definitely did forget. But then I remembered and then I watched it.
So
I was gonna watch it Friday night, and then Friday night I fell asleep from 6 p.m. to midnight. Uh, so I watched a little bit of it when I woke up, when I was hanging out for a couple hours in the middle of the night before I went to real sleep, because I fell asleep at 6 p.m. So I had a little bit of energy. And then I finished the rest today. And now I have to piss really bad. So we'll be back with more Detour ahead after these non-existent messages. There are no messages. All right. So Alex,
So Riely,
what's up?
nothing. It's just I don't listen to podcasts that much. That's the thing. It's like I have to be like I love Distractible. It's literally one of my favorite fucking podcasts.
Yeah,
But I cannot follow a podcast weekly. I can't. I
do.
cannot do one and done. I can't anymore.
I have a hard time. Like sometimes I will, like for a long period of time, keep up on a podcast weekly, but then I'll slip. And then once I slip, like I'm over for a while, and then like backlog builds up. Like the new biggest problem, I've been on a big catch up run. Because I kept listening to it consistently weekly for like over a year. It's like the best I've ever done with keeping up the podcast weekly. And then I think like somewhere in like the late 60s, early 70s, I fell off for months. And now they are 94 episodes in and I am working on catching up. I'm pretty close. The last one I listened to was 82, I think. Sometimes that's how I do with some podcasts is I let some episodes build and then I just binge right through them.
So what I do is I let the backlog build up just enough to where it will get me through an entire day's worth of work. That way I have a podcast going all day and I'm just catching up on all because like I said, I can't go from music to podcast to music. I can't. I have to do podcast all day or music all day. But I mean, that's just me. I don't know. It's like I said, that's why I have to be in a specific mood. I do have to catch up on Distractable though. So we'll
Oh
see.
no.
You should give Distractable a try. You should. And then you'll actually, you know what? Don't listen to Distractable.
Wait, why?
Because then you're gonna see how many fucking ideas I've stolen from that.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
All Kolochu ideas have come from Kolochu herself. They are all solely original
Every
ideas.
idea Kolochu has ever had is completely original. It's never happened on Distractable Podcast starring Markiplier.
Never, ever, never. I've never stolen a single thing. No, I've stolen a couple
Yeah,
things,
and I've
but
never stolen anything from the biggest problem in the universe.
I don't know. You can if you want to. I find it very very entertaining. It was literally my inspiration to do a podcast like this. Distractable was my inspiration to do this podcast. So
Yeah, that's fair. I might have to check it out because biggest problem's a big inspiration to me. So if Distractable is a big inspiration to you, maybe I oughta give it a look see.
it was a big inspiration. I love the way that they do their podcast, and that's what inspired me to start Detour Ahead. Hence the name Detour Ahead, because it's distractible but different.
Yeah, but a little bit different though, legally distinct.
Legally distinct, exactly. But Distractable is very, very good. I do appreciate everything they do. I love Markiplier. Literally one of my favorite fucking YouTubers of all time. Love him.
I kind of
Can't
I kind of
wait
fell
for
out of
his
love
movie
with
to come
him.
out, but he's making
I
a
don't
movie, by the
I don't
way.
have anything against him, but I don't think I've enjoyed a Markiplier video since Unis Honest, and before that it had been several years.
See, that's fair though. That it's not for everybody. Like not
Like I,
everybody
I was
likes
I was into
Markiplier.
Markiplier as a kid. I fell off of him for a while. I really liked Unis Honest. I think they had something special there. And then once that stopped, I have not really interacted with Markiplier since.
That's fair.
Although I might I don't know if you know this. I don't know if the internet knows this, but the premise of Unis Honest was and always was impossible. And those videos are very easy to still find. And there's a lot of them I haven't seen. So, I might do a binge at some point. But
See, the thing about that is anytime Unis Honest pops up, I explicitly avoid all of it.
yeah, I'm not one to be like, oh, you see, I have a big hard on for archival. I don't think you should be able to make content and then hide it. Even though that was the premise, even though they had this clever little thing that they did, whatever. I'm not gonna not watch archive.org archives of the content because they were like, guys, we're doing a thing. They made content, it's gonna be available forever, and I'm not gonna hesitate to consume it. I'm sorry, Markiplier, if that hurts your feelings, Marcus
See, it's the
Fishbach.
premise behind it. You're not supposed to. And for a
Is that his
while
name?
what?
Is his last name Fishbach? Or is that a
Yes.
Mark? Okay.
It's Mark Fishbach, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I understand the premise. I understand why some people would avoid that shit. Just out of the spirit of the content. I'm more of a shitlord, and I'm like, I want to watch what I want to watch, and I don't care. So I have been known to peep an Unisonus re-upload from time to time. How scandalous!
No, I get it. I get it. It's fair. It's understandable.
It's like who has the time? I found out about Unis Honest. They were already halfway through. Who has the
See,
time?
that's how I feel,
Catch
but
up.
what I watched was enough to it was enough for me to understand it. It's the premise behind the fact that not everything is here to stay. It's the finite. It's the finite thing of the fact it's not going to be here forever. And I get that it is. I understand that it's going to be here forever and there's no getting rid of it and what but it's also kind of on everybody else too for you to just be like, "You know what? Just let it go."
That's true. That was part of the lesson that the channel was trying to teach. I of course did not get that lesson, and I continue to be a shitlord who just goes to archive.org. But I get it. I get the whole. It was definitely an interesting concept. I'll give him that, and the fact that there are fans who will actually honor it based on the principle, even when they have access to this content that they want. It is admirable that they created this thing with such a presence that people are actually willing to go along with the kayfabe. It's pretty good. Ethan and Mark are some talented boys, even though
Yeah, I mean, you also have to put in perspective the fact that for 365 straight days, they uploaded a video every single day without waiver every day for an entire year. That's impressive. Not many people can do that.
yeah,
And like
it's definitely unfortunate it happened when it did though.
that's the whole
Because
premise of it
half
though.
the videos
Everybody
had to be in quarantine.
that was the whole premise though. Was like everybody was in quarantine, so everybody's going to
No,
that's
Unisonic
that was
started
the
pre-quarantine.
no, it was during quarantine. That was the whole point. It was
Yeah, but
2020.
it started beforehand though.
I
Because I
thought it
remember, because
started
there was a point where, because Unisonus was a channel where Mark and Ethan were in the same room making videos, and then suddenly, a little bit into their little thing that they were doing, COVID happened, and they had to fucking be like, oh shit, I guess now we have to make Unisonus videos separately. And for a while, a lot of them were like over Discord or whatever. And it was unfortunate timing, but I remember they were like, it almost fits with the theme that it happened this way because you can't choose the time that things come and go or like whatever fucking like bullshit Unis honest ass shit they had to say about it. But it was just funny how things fell the way they did. It definitely started before quarantine because I remember that becoming a problem early on in its run.
yeah, that's fair. Like I said, I skipped a lot of it just because I didn't actually know what it was or what was going on, and I regret it. Just because it was so iconic, and it's one of those things where like you just can't get it back, and it won't ever come back. And it's emotional thinking that like you'll never be able to get something like that back. Yeah, you can see clips and like and stuff like that. Like I've seen clips.
Nah,
I don't
I feel like a couple
actively
of years are
avoid
gonna go
everything, but
by. A couple of years are gonna go by. YouTube is gonna become less and less viable. Mark and Ethan are gonna be strapped for cash, and we're gonna get Tunis honest. It's gonna happen.
it's not.
I
It won't. I can guarantee it will not happen.
mean, you may be right, but like I'm just saying, they both know that if they want a give me free money button, all they have to do is do Unis honest again. And
But
through
they won't.
any
That's the
through
whole fucking point is it will never come back.
oh, I mean, listen, okay.
It's not
You
gonna happen.
might be right, but I'm just saying that that business opportunity exists, and there
It
may come
does,
a
but
time where they
they're
capitalize.
not going they're not going to though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but at the same time, I can definitely see it as a possibility.
But even if I also think it won't come back just because it's such a unique idea that not anybody has done before to the point where it's just like, yeah, it's there, that's a thing. And it just I don't think it will come back.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. That was a weird thing that happened to Zunis Honest. That was definitely an era of the internet where it was all you would hear about, especially towards the end of its run.
Yeah. Because it gains so much traction.
Yeah, I remember the live stream, the deleting live stream was popping. There was a lot of shit going on with that Unisonus. It was trending all over Twitter that day. What a time in the internet history.
Crazy. Did you expect to have a little bit more of a conversation on everything else?
Maybe.
Because I mean, I talked to like you didn't talk about Demon Slayer much. Like what other
I just
aspects of Demon Slayer did you like? Like
I have a hard time saying things, but you know.
you're on a fucking podcast, dude.
Yeah, but like
How do you have a hard time Englishing?
no,
You're on a
but like
podcast.
sometimes I watch something and like I watched it, but it's hard for me to like have a lot of thoughts. Like, yeah, it was cool. Some demons were killed, some swords were swung, some boulders were sliced in half. That was pretty cool. There's some weird ghost plot going on that has not quite been explained yet within these 4 episodes.
Ghost
Um,
plot?
yeah, about his 2 students that trains him but are also dead though somehow.
Oh, that's just the thing.
Yeah, it's just a thing. And I have not gotten the full scope of that thing yet. I just know that there's some stuff going on, and I'm curious to learn more. Um, what's the name of the sister?
Nezuko.
Nezuko. That's it. She has a funny little scroll in her mouth.
That is so she does not.
Doesn't eat people. Yes.
Exactly. It's a restraint thing. Do you have any questions about Demon Slayer that I might be able to answer?
Not that I can think of.
Nothing at all.
Not anything besides the ghost situation, but I'm sure I'll learn about that as the show goes on. I can't think of any other
So the ghost
pressing
situation
questions.
was literally just like a plot device to help Tanjiro train. Like as far as like I've not read the manga because the manga's all out at this point. But like the ghost thing was literally just to help him train to get into his mind basically. Like they both died in those woods due to demons, and their souls are just kind of there, and they help Tanjiro. That's it. There's no like overlaying ghost. There's no like Ghostbusters or nothing like that. It's just demon slayers and demons.
Thanks for draining all the excitement out of it for me, Alex. Maybe
There's
I won't watch it
demons. The
now.
demons are so cool. They get so much better. What did you think of the fight in the woods during the exam?
It was pretty good.
Did you enjoy like the actual animation of the different styles, like water breathing and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, all the fight animation in the show is stellar.
It only gets better from there. Just wait until you get to like I realize this is a long ways away. Wait till you get to season 2 and you see the Mugen Train arc. Holy shit. It's so good. The production value really ramps up for Mugen Train.
Okay, okay. Exciting, exciting.
But just continue it. I really think you're gonna like it. Because like if you didn't hate the first 4 episodes, it's slow. It's a slow start, but it's a really good slow burn. And
Yeah,
you
that's
know
fair.
I don't recommend anime like at all. You know this.
Yeah,
So when I talk heavily about something like this, you know it's good. Or it's just a really, really niche anime that only I have ever found to be enjoyable.
which is not the case for Demon Slayer, obviously.
Exactly. The one I would highly recommend out of all the anime I've seen over the years would be Your Lie in April, but I don't think you would enjoy it. So
My Lie in April belongs to
Your
me.
Your Lie in April. That's what it's called. Don't make fucking jokes. It's not a joking
It's
anime. How dare you?
not a joking matter.
It's not. But no, I'm meeting the or I'm gonna hope to meet the voice actor for my literal favorite anime character of all time, Kaori Miyazono, at the next convention. And I'm so fucking excited. I can't wait. I feel like it's gonna be one of those situations where it's literally just I'm so starstruck to the point where I just physically or just can't do shit.
That's fair. All right, Cole. I just thought of a dumb bit. Let me know if this is good. Don't let me know if this is good. Just go along with it. Opinions are not necessary. Okay, so to kind of expand us a little bit on the conversation, we just talked a little bit more about Demon Slayer. I just thought of a fun little game we can play. Now, you've been listening to Biggest Problem for 6 episodes. You've been tuning in to the host personalities, especially since that was keenly necessary for you to differentiate between the two voice wise. So here's a fun little game show. I'm gonna read you the name of a future problem, and I want you to guess whether it's Dick or Maddox that brings it in.
Oh, who brings it in? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't. I can't distinguish that yet.
Well, I mean, you've seen like the kind of problems they bring in within those 6 episodes.
I
I'm not
mean,
expecting you to do great. I just thought it'd be fun. Okay, find a good one. Who do you think? Who do you think brought in the problem? Nut hugging android fanboy cheerleaders who'd rather jerk off over stats and features in their basement than talk to people in real life.
Dick.
Yes. Who do you think brings in the problem? Let's see. Oh God, what's going on? Whoa! I didn't know Maddox had individual problems uploaded to his YouTube channel, unlisted, linked in the website. You learn something new every day. I was not aware of this. I don't know why I decided to do this bit, and now I'm too indecisive as to what problems I'm going to say. I also thought I'd remember a little bit better myself. So I'm sorry that I'm bombing here, folks, okay? Uh, yeah, I give up. I'm too stupid to do this.
Oh my
Don't oh my god me. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Who do you think brings in the problem addiction?
Maddox.
That was actually a trick question. I tricked you. The
Do
answer
you
is
not
actually
know?
no. The answer is actually Sean. That was a little bit of a fake out that I hit you with.
That's cheating.
I know it's cheating. I know. I couldn't quite. Go away, thunder. I hate thunderstorms. Fuck thunderstorms, man.
Man, dude, I had to go and help someone with their route on Thursday. Dude, I love delivering in a giant metal box in the middle of fucking nowhere when there's like lightning and thunder right up fucking above me and I'm just the only thing on the road. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die.
I'm gonna fucking die. Life is over. It's gonna be done. Uh-oh. I don't remember this. Apparently somebody brings in the pronoun they as a problem. I don't remember who or what they said. It's
Hmm.
2015, people. It's a different era.
It was a different era, and that's what I'm trying to keep in mind is it's a different era. It's not 23. It was 9 years ago. So, cuz I can definitely tell that this podcast is dated.
Yeah, 2014. Who do you think brings in the problem? Armchair psychologist.
Dick.
I was expecting you to say Maddox on that one. You got it. It was Dick.
No, because you're going to fucking trick me at this point. You're gonna pull the smart topics and be like, "Oh, who pulled this one in?" And I'm gonna be like, "No, it's too easy."
I mean, sometimes you'll be right. Who do you think brings in the problem? Female genital mutilation.
Oh,
no,
that's clearly Dick. You're trying to trick me.
no, that's Maddox.
Why? Why does Maddox bring that up?
Well, because it's a problem. Because it shouldn't happen.
God, dude, did you ever try Unite at all?
No.
God, it sucks. This shit's dumb. God, I've never been more frustrated with a game in my entire life than I am with this game. No, I'm not playing while podcasting. Duh. Why would I ever complete? Why would I ever do such atrocities to the podcast? No, but this game's cool. I got into it because Penguin wanted to play games, so.
That's fair.
But I think we can wrap things up at this point. We're about an hour and something in.
Yeah, we can.
We're about an
Somehow
hour
I
and
struggle to
15
think this
in.
will be over an hour once we cut the silences out, but we'll see.
It's all right.
Thank you all for listening. Alex, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on YouTube as Colochu. Colochu. Go check
Yeah.
out my most recent video where Riley and I discuss the morality of the main Breaking Bad characters. You like Breaking Bad? Go check it out.
Check it out. Chickity check. Check it out. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Bye.